morning. Good morning, good morning. So, today we are playing some Mono Black Burn and Pauper. We're going to try this list out. I've come across this a few times playing Pauper and thought the deck looked super fun. And it cost me like $2 or $3 to build, so I decided to build it. And that's what we're going to do today. And actually, the $2 or $3 it cost to build, some of it went to this Rakdos Carnarium. So, not really worth a whole lot. It's a pretty cheap deck. I don't know how good this deck is. I've lost to it and I've beaten it. So that doesn't say much of anything. But the idea is to burn your opponent out. Very much like Mono Red Burn. The reason why you'd play Mono Black Burn over Mono Red, I don't know, cooler cards maybe. But anyway, let's look at this deck. So the mana base, we have Piranha Marsh. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target player loses 1 life. We have 3 Rakdos Carnariums. Enters tapped, return a land you control to your hand. So we can bounce Piranha Marsh, maybe get in some extra damage. And then we also have access to red for our flashback of Bump in the Night, and then a bunch of basic lands. We have Bump in the Night, target player loses 3 life. It is basically a lightning bolt with flashback at sorcery speed. Changeling Outcast. It can't block, can't be blocked, so just 1 chip in damage with. Fruit of Tizerus, maybe is how you say this? I don't know. Target player loses 2 life. You can escape it by exiling 3 other cards. So basically it has flashback again. Guul draws Vampire. As long as an opponent has 10 or less life, it becomes a 3/2 with Intimidate. And I gotta remember what Intimidate actually does. Prickly Boggart has the 1/1 with Fear, so it's basically unblockable. I believe Fear can only be blocked by creatures with Fear. Soul Reap. Destroy target non-green creature. Its controller loses 3 life. You cast another black spell this turn, so kind of a removal spell with some burn damage to it. Target player loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. Pretty straightforward. Tyrant's Choice. Will of the Council. Starting with you, each player votes for death or torture. If death gets more votes, each opponent sacrifices a creature. If torture gets more votes, or the vote is tied, each opponent loses 4 life. So, for burn, Sign in Blood is draw power for us, but could also be used as a burn spell, since the target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. Crypt Rats is pretty much just a burn spell in this deck. And Morsel Thief. Target player loses 3 life, you gain 3 life. If this spell's prowl cost was paid, draw a card. I don't understand prowl. Let me look it up, because I'm not sure how prowl works. That's a mechanic I'm not familiar with, and every time I've played against it, it's like, why would you pay the 4-drop? Why would you pay for it as a 4-drop, you know? An alternative cost that appears on some rogue creature cards. Prowl was introduced in Morningtide. You may cast a card for its prowl cost if you dealt damage to a player the current turn with the creature. Okay. So you gotta get in with one of your unblockable dudes. And then you can cast Morsel Thief. Okay. Fair enough. Sideboard. Duress, Pass Down, Chainer's Edict. The list I saw on MTG Goldfish was just 4 cast downs. And with Bogles and stuff like that, I think I'd rather have Chainer's Edict. Trespasser's Curse. So any like Soul Sistery kind of decks, anything like that. A lot of creature tokens, stuff like that. Extra Crypt Rats and Choking Sands. So pretty basic stuff here. It's our game plan where we chip away at our opponent until they're dead. So let's play some matches. We're not gonna do a league. We're just gonna do some tournament. Some practice tournament queues. I doubt I'd do very good with this deck in a league. I have a very bad track record with leagues and Pauper. Alright, can we have mono black burn now? You suck. He refuses to play me again. He refuses to get the mono black beat down. Alright, let's actually play for real with mono black burn here. I'll keep this. We can turn 1, Changeling. Turn 2, Frus. Piranha. Turn 3, Rakdos. Piranha, Morsel Thief. One thing to note is none of our burn spells do creature damage. All to opponent. No, that's not good. We Piranha Marsh. We draw a regular swamp. I'm just gonna swamp in Morsel Thief. Wow. Snap is such an unfair card. How that's a common card, I have no idea. They're gonna counterspell it? I hate this blue deck. I hate it so much. The power level of the Delver decks just feels unfair. Or there's a swamp. Sure. This cast, though, like that should work there. Prowl's not doing a whole lot of good for us. I mean, we're playing one of the best decks in the format, so like if we can do something against them, I'll feel a lot better about my life here. Let's I mean, we can just play Morsel Thief next turn. We don't get to draw a card off of it though, which is annoying. Mono Black Burn was a pseudo modern deck for a second. For a microsecond. What's Bump in the Night's flashback cost? 6? Gross. You know what the funny thing is? Like, this spell does nothing against us. Because they're all sorceries. Next turn, we bump in the night, more than likely. Ooh. They're going to start hitting us for a lot. It's going to be a race, man. It really is. Sign in blood. Got the counter spell. That probably won them the game. It did. I'm not gonna concede, but I'm pretty positive that won them the game. I don't think we could do enough burn damage by the time we get through Bone Splitter. Because all we can do is sign in blood. We can survive one more turn. We might top deck the win. We have it because of Fruit. A fruit. Fruity boy. Exile 3 of the cards from the graveyard. Yes. Oh, we have it. Sweet. Wow. Enjoy drawing 2 cards and dying. Got it. I feel like this deck's gonna be like a bad post board kind of thing. Crypt Rats seems, I don't know. What do I bring in? Chainers? Cast down, maybe? I definitely like cast downs. I don't know about chainers. I do kind of like Crypt Rats. There's a good argument for Duress, but I don't know if we care that much about Duress right now. Maybe we do. Oh, this is where it's going to be hard to try to figure out, you know, what we're doing. I mean, Let's not bring in Crypt Rats. Let's actually take out the other Crypt Rats, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the sideboard for this deck. Yeah, let's take out a Crypt Rat. I don't know. Take out a Crypt Rats. We'll take out a Prickly Boggart. No. Really hard. Take out one of the vampires. I don't like that. Let's try that. I'm gonna run with the graveyard open. We only have like 2 graveyard cards, but I'll forget it otherwise. Which, like I did there, I forgot it. Um, I'll keep this. We can swamp Prickly Boggart, swamp into Morsel Thief, maybe. I was like, turn 1 Delver again. Another Morsel Thief is pretty good. So yeah, you might as well attack. Yeah, that stupid snap card I was waiting on. Card's so annoying. Counter spell. Called it, or spell stutter sprite, I guess. And we have all the Morsel Thieves in hand, so sure. Miss a land drop? That'd be awesome. They did. I like the Rakdos Carnarium and the Piranha Marsh. Little interaction there. Spell Snare? Really? Holy crap, they have like all the counter spells in the world. Spell Pierce, I meant to say. Jeezy Pete. You're annoying. Hmm. I can't play both, so let's just back here. I mean, if he's got the 3rd counter spell, it's like good on you, I guess. You know what I mean? Hey, we did it. We've got 4 mana for next turn. We have 5, 6, 7, 8 damage and burn in hand. Can't block the fear guy, right? That thing's gonna die. We just draw the other Piranha Marsh. I kind of like Signing in Blood ourselves here. Honestly. I'd rather refill our hand. You know what I mean? Plus, we're gonna Soul Reap this thing. Good draws. Dude, this deck is awesome. I don't know how good it actually is, but it's really fun. Down to 8, and we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 burn in hand. Like, he's definitely on a clock. Oh. And we have multiple draw steps. Because I think we just play... I think we just play the Carnarium next turn, and then we just 3 turns in a row Piranha Marsh them. That way we also have more mana on board. We have 5 right now. Yeah, that seems like a better play. I don't know why you wouldn't just attack. There you go. Yeah, I'm like thinking in my head, it's like, I don't know why you just wouldn't attack here. It's tapping down for Snap. Sure. Snap, untap. I hate that card. Hate that card so much. And then Delver. Sure. Oh, Soul Reap would be awesome off the top. Oh, just like we drew it, baby. That's awesome. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Oh, shoot. And we actually have lethal on hand just from lands, but we have lethal next turn. We have lethal next turn in multiple ways. Oh, hey Cooper, thanks for the raid. I didn't my thing didn't go off saying that you're raiding. Did it like did the alert go off for you? I didn't hear it go off. Maybe I had my volume on my computer too low. What's up? Thank you, thanks for the raid. Playing some Mono Black Burn. That was awesome to just kind of crush Delver. It's almost for the best land in Magic. I watched a little bit today of your Black Sac deck, and that looked so much fun. How'd you end up in that league? Guess I would like to go first. We'll keep it. No alert went on your system. I might have to relink Streamlabs. 4-1. Crushed it. Nice. I was watching. I'm gonna have to rewatch on YouTube. I only got to see about 2 matches before I started. streaming. What am I doing? They look sweet. That deck looked really cool. But yeah, let me see what's going on with Streamlabs. Sorry. Sunday Black Sec League is on YouTube in 10 minutes. Awesome. I'll have to check it out. I didn't know you streamed on Sundays. I thought you just took weekends off. Today's league will be up on Thursday. Yeah, I knew it was like a couple days behind. I wish we could cast Morsel Thief here. I'm just gonna play Boggart and Rakdos Carnarium. I don't have. Cooper told me weeks ago to set up mtg bot, and I never did. I need to. Maybe I'll do that tonight. But this is the deck list right here. 3 Piranha Marsh, 3 Rakdos Carnarium, 13 Swamps, 4 Bump in the Nights, 4 Changing Outlets, 4 Fruits of Tizerus, 4 Guul, Draz, Vampire, 4 Prickly Boggarts, 4 Swamp Soul Reaps, 4 Sovereign Bites, 4 Tyrant's Choices, 4 Sign and Bloods, 1 Crypt Rats, 4 Morsel Thieves. Sideboard, 3 Duress, 2 Cast Down, 2 Chainer's Edict, 4 Trespasser Curse, 2 more Crypt Rats, and 2 Choking Sands. Is what, shoot, yeah. Forgot to tap that. I usually don't stream on the weekend, but I did last Sunday. Nice. I'll watch it when it gets up on YouTube later today. Oh, watch it with lunch or something. MTG bot and Stream Deck are the 2 bots most players should start off with. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people use Stream Decker, so I need to look into that one too. I think we just pack and then try Morsel Thief here. But we'll play Changeling Outcast first. They have a counter spell. They want to counter. You're welcome. Yeah, I need to see what's going on with I need to see what's going on with Streamlabs. Why there was no notification. Let me see if I can get a test to work. Sure. I kind of figured anyway. The test worked. So I wish I was raiding with a party of 1,148. Maybe it's fixed now? I don't know, hopefully. Yeah, actually, I need to get that stuff set up. I've just been like, I wouldn't say I've been lazy. I've just been like, not doing it. I've just not set aside set aside time to do it, and I should. I really, really should. Let's just start playing the burn cards. Yeah, it might be working now. Suffocating fumes. Like the only time I've ever seen that card actually work as intended. Ooh, Thorn. That's not good. We could... That we're probably not going to get... I don't know. We'll see. Them drawing from Thorn is going to be pretty rough. We have lethal, though, next turn, don't we? No, we don't. We don't have enough land for fruit. This deck's been wicked fun. It's like $2 to build, too, so... He has all the lands in the world. He has all the cards in the world. Black creatures can block creatures with fear, right? What is yeah. Black or artifact creatures. Well, that was our game plan. Probably gonna get buried now. Yeah. We're gonna get buried in value. I'll say there's no way they don't have a counterspell here. Well, that probably sealed the deal there. Thorn. Thorn of the Black Rose just wins games on its own. Thorn actually feels like it'd be a good sideboard card for this deck. When you run in these long, kind of grindy matchups to let you refill your hand. Maybe it's not on the game plan you want to be on. Oh. Would really like a land here. I'd like a couple lands and a couple burn spells. I think we're just going to get buried here. You can't defend the Monarch that well, right? No, you can't really defend it. I guess. Yeah. Ninja. Sure. Well, I mean, this is top deck on the format, so if we beat it at best 2 out of 3, I'll feel pretty good about this deck. I actually wanted to build Bogles, but, oh. Double an A. Double Ninja. I actually wanted to build Bogles, but I saw this deck and I already had the tickets for it, so I was like, let's do Mono Black Burn. I've played against this deck enough to be like, this deck seems fun. Boo. But he is tapped down. So let's Tyrant's Choice him. He's not tapped all the way down, but he's tapped down enough. Comes in the Dorks. Gets to draw a bajillion cards. Sure. I mean, what are the chances we actually cast a spell? Like next to nothing, right? I guess we could draw our Piranha. That's our game plan. Piranha Marsh, Piranha Marsh. Got 3 of them in the deck. Come on, baby. Piranha Marsh. Boggart. Close game. Be awesome. Well, he's got what's his face? He's got Thorn in hand. So really he could play Thorn. He's not going to, which makes me think he definitely has removal. Come on, baby. He has scryed through a bajillion cards. How does Proud read again? Is it just if it attacks? I looked this up earlier. It dealt combat damage. Boo. Ah. We draw the other Morsel Thief. Close game. Super close game. When we're just 1 mana away from having fruits. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got Exactsies. Alright. Close. No cigar, but close. Cast down. Do I want Duress? But I'm like, do I really care about Duress? I don't think so. I didn't really see much non-basics for Choking Sands. Crypt Rats seems alright. Go down a... Prickly Boggart doesn't seem as good here. Go down some of him. Well, we'll go down 1 Guul. Try that. See how that goes. We were so close with that one. Just one little measly point of damage away. Oh, the one hand. Mulligan that. Not like this deck. Bottom morsel. Just so we have a 1 mana spell? I don't know. I don't know if that was right or not. I'm definitely signing blooding myself here next turn. I'm going to go ahead and sign blood myself so they don't have some kind of really hoping for another land there. Some kind of removal spell. I mean, not removal, counter spell. I guess I could have kept up for cast down in case they have ninja here, which they do. Of course they do. Sure. Well, now you come to the party. Ninja gets to die, though, which is nice. I do like this deck way more than I thought it would. Starting to realize in my life, I think I might just be a mono black player. Even though I have the Guul and Rakdos tattooed on my wrists. Hold on. Maybe? I don't know how to turn my arm that way to get it to show. Had those tattooed for years. Get in there, my little 1/1. No, I got those tattoos because I'm just gonna bounce a land, even though I haven't tapped it for anything. Because when I first started playing Magic, the first thing I bought was the Exava Blood Witch starter deck, so Rakdos, and I played Rakdos kitchen table style for a long time. So that was my start, and then I played green black, like only green black in standard from pretty much. I got into standard with Innistrad, Shadows, the Shadows Eldritch Moon block. That's why I started playing standard, and I played green black all the way up until Ixalan, which is when I took my break from Magic. So, and I've won my only big tournament playing green black. Playing green black counters. I won the Amonkhet, or no, our Devastation game day, and I have the Mastermind Nicobolas playmat, like my prize Magic possession. But I've been a big mono black player. Like modern, my favorite deck's 8-Rack. Pauper, I really like the mono black control. Really enjoying this deck. There's a mono black deck in Pioneer that if I ever check out Pioneer, I'd probably gravitate toward. I've played Jund. I've just never been like in love with Jund. If that makes any sense. I'd love for them to like cast another creature because we could cast down and Soul Reap. I actually want to get, and I've wanted for years, this forearm. I want to do the rack card art. And then this one, I want to do Shrieking Affliction. I think that'd be sweet. But if tattoos weren't so expensive, I'd be covered in them. They're a little pricey. I mean, they're worth it. They're awesome, but definitely a little pricey. Can we get like a... I guess we could fruit. Yeah, I like that play there. Smallpox and Legacy, right? That was actually like, if I ever built a Legacy deck, I would do a Pox route, since I have a lot of that stuff. I just don't have the super expensive, crazy expensive lands. Bump of the Night would be awesome. We get a land. Guess we could Morsel Thief without the Prowl. Kind of sucks. I want to Soul Reap this Gurmag Angler. Put him to 1. We have another Fruit in Graveyard. No need duels. I think the only expensive cards. Yeah, I have the Lilies already. There was like there's some kind of land that this Pox Dex plays that's like stupid expensive. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I'm not very well versed in the legacies. Oh, you fool. You have fallen from my trap card. Aha. You die. Yeah, Tabernacle. That's right. It's probably not necessary. You're probably right. What does it even do? MTG Tabernacle. No, not table. Tabernacle. Thank you. All creatures now require an upkeep cost of 1 in addition to other upkeep costs they may have. The upkeep, well, that is a good card. How much does TCG player say it is? Holy smokes. Oh boy, that's expensive. I'll keep this. Right? I'll keep it. That's a lot of money. I do not care about Relic that much. We have 2 cards that deal stuff in the graveyard. We draw one of them? Of course we do. You know, when I was a kid, I played Yu-Gi-Oh from the gates. Like once Yu-Gi-Oh came to America, I played Yu-Gi-Oh all the way up till college. And one thing with Yu-Gi-Oh is there's no value in the cards to Yu-Gi-Oh really. Or at least there wasn't, because everything got reprinted to like ad nauseum. So it was, this is what I'm gonna do. So it was really nice to oh, I always forget I have to like stack that. It was kind of nice because the really good expensive cards would get constant reprints, so it was really affordable. And I've always kind of wondered why like Magic doesn't do that with like the like crazy old cards like dual land stuff like that. The list, they have like a list of cards, I can't remember what it's called, that they're not like reprinting or whatever. I've never understood, like, I don't know, I guess as a player, as someone who doesn't like necessarily consider my Magic cards to be like stock, you know what I mean? I've never been like, I'm really tempted to sign in blood myself. Try this. I'd actually want to. There's the counterspell. Sure. The reserve list. Thank you. Make several formats inaccessible. Reserve list. I think they don't reprint the cards because they will get sued by people who's invested. But how? Okay. How can they be sued for that? In all honesty. I don't understand that. They have their own properties. They can't, like, to me, it'd just be a frivolous lawsuit, right? I don't understand how it could be a legitimate lawsuit. I'm more for, personally, this is my personal opinion, I'm more for, at this point, I mean, if they have another counter, they have another counter. I don't really care that much. Sure. I'm for accessibility to all players. So these cards like the dual lands, these $2,000 to $4,000, $5,000 cards, I think should be another counter. Holy smokes, all the counters. Okay. No counter then. I personally think reprint stuff so people can play it. Get people, in my opinion, it's like you get more people playing, there's more profit there, but sure. They will get sued because they made a statement that cards are not reprinted. The cards are so expensive because of that statement. In a way, it'd be like false advertising. It's just bad situation. You know what? They shouldn't have made that statement. I agree with you then. If I was someone investing and a company told me they're not going to do this, so this has value, and I bought into it, I would be mad too. I get that. I didn't know they made that statement. But they also, didn't they do the whole thing where, not to rag on Wizards, but didn't they do the whole thing where they basically said that they were going to do $1 million tournament and then drop the prize money down like stupid low comparatively? It's still a buttload of money. Sure. I'm more interested in getting Sign in Blood to go through for us. We have a real possibility of just winning with Crypt Rats. Yeah, I didn't know they made that statement. That makes sense, I guess. Because it would be false advertising. I don't know. I guess I'm more for the accessibility rather than the people who's like, if I sell off my Magic cards, I could invest in a down payment on my house. It's like, why didn't you just invest in a down payment to begin with? Sure. I mean, I guess we have a land, we kill them, right? I own 12 Lion's Eye diamonds, bought them for 20 each when I was in high school. They're now worth quite a bit more, and I still think of an idea of them never coming back makes me feel for the kid who never got to play with them, right? Uh you suck. How much is Lion's Eye diamond now? $485. $489 for a moderately played. Market price 518. Wow, dude, that's quite a bit of money. Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know. So, like, as someone who plays more kitchen, like, countertop, um, as someone who plays more, like, kitchen countertop stuff, like, I'm, like, fine with proxying for that. So you can still play with the cards, but, like, it just sucks. Like, Legacy as a format is just virtually impossible to get into unless you have a buttload of money or have been playing the game so long you naturally have the cards. I mean, Modern's not, I don't feel, you just get a burn spell. Modern's like getting stupid expensive now too. Legacy probably be the most played format if it was not for the reserved list, except Commander. Yeah, I mean Legacy. I've always been interested in Legacy, but it's literally the price point that's kept me out of it. What's the 10,000% chance this gets countered? I only have 3 cards in hand. It's still wickedly high. But no, yeah, I've always wanted to try out Legacy. It's just too expensive. And that was back when it was like the price of Modern. Like when I got into Modern, the price of Modern now is how much Legacy was back then. Just the prices of it has just went up so drastically. Go ahead and kill that. Burn spell. That was a bad draw. I bought them to make decks, just happened a chance that they got added to the reserve list now. But you can't beat that, can you? I think we're gonna have a hard time winning now they have the Thorn. Yeah, I don't. Sure. The more he thorns himself, well, he's got counterspell up. We just keep drawing lands. Modern, though, is thankfully still I wouldn't say relatively cheap because it's still hundreds of dollars, but cheaper on Moto. But like paper, like Magic's stupid expensive now for Modern. You got me on a price kick now. Come on, baby. I knew it. That has to be all 4 counter spells, right? 3, 4. Yeah, that's all 4 of them. He's had all 4 of them. I don't feel like we're gonna win this one. Just had too much. Yep. We're dead now, right? Like we don't have a way to win. Now that he has lifelink. The game Magic the Landing, right? How many turns in a row did we draw land? 3, 4? Let's see what we get first before I scoop. Yeah, look at Modern. Like, all right. Move on to game 3. I mean, yeah, game 3. But like, Jund's always expensive, but like, Is it tempo? And burn's not bad. Hammer time. I mean, burn and this blitz deck are literally the cheapest decks in the format that are on the front page. I mean, yeah, like most decks are. I mean, you're looking about $1,000 to play modern, even, which is absurd to me. Look at Legacy though. Look at the price of Legacy. $10,000 almost for lands. Like a car. Keep it. I started Legacy this year. There are some decks without reserve list cards, which are comparable in price to a modern deck. Death and Taxes is a pretty strong example. Funnily, Legacy Burn is cheaper than Modern Burn. That's funny. We in the mirror match here? No. Go bump in the night. Sure. Well, like get an island here. Another swamp. Like, yeah, look at Legacy's prices, man. I mean, that's like down payment for a car. You know what I mean? There's hardly anything under. There's Legacy Burn, so yeah, it is cheaper. It's absurd. I mean, definitely, it's not as bad on Moto, which is primarily where I'm gearing my focus toward playing Magic online, like Magic in general. Especially with like COVID still being a thing, I'm pretty content with playing online. Price of Underground Sea. Not quite Tabernacle. But what's this? Being you're if you're the Monarch. Okay. Sure. Got a Monarch deck. Tabernacle. For near mint. Free shipping. I mean that's you might as well buy it right there. Yeah. Just how damaged? That's the real question here. Do they gain a life off that? Yes. I'm gonna Sign in Blood myself here because I want to try to get another land. No luck. Hey now, what deck? Last match we drew nothing but lands. All right, this is how we lose. Yeah, the last time around we were nothing but land. Land. Look through stuff. I'm just gonna play Orzhov creatures. Third player sacrifices a creature. I mean, he's probably got all the removal anyway, right? Yep. No Morsel Thiefing. But we can Sovereign Bite and Soul Reap. Sovereign Bite you. Soul Reap. I mean, we have lethal in hand. Oh, and they gain life. Never mind. Wanderer's Ornament, sure. Probably getting rid of, I don't know, something. Sovereign's Bite. Hmm. I mean, you can double Morsel Thief. And we do have Tyrant's fruit in the graveyard, so I don't know. I feel like we could probably win this. Well, unless they keep doing this stuff. They're a rack effect. Can we make a Pauper 8-rack deck? Plays that guy again. Just in case you didn't know he was a Monarch. He's the Monarch. Oh, Sign in Blood. Kind of like Morsel Thiefing here. And then we have Sign in Blood as a way to refill our hand. Quit gaining life. You're doing the opposite of what we're trying to do. Well, we're not Sign in Blooding anymore. We're on the fruit plan. Piranha Marsh, sure. I'm definitely going to bring in the Chocking Sands against him, I think. We have lethal next turn. Unless he doesn't gain any more life. Wanders to draw a card. Hey, got there. All right. Choking Sands sounds hilarious to him. Crypt Rats does not sound hilarious. And I like Cast Down and Chainer's Edict. Not a big fan of Prickly here. And let's go down. Maybe a Sign in Blood? I don't know what to cut here. I'm having a hard time figuring out like what to sideboard. Prickly Boggart and Crypt Rats have been pretty easy choices, but it's like outside of that, I have a hard time of being like, yeah, this is what we want to do. I like gaining life against them. Maybe a Morsel Thief, since we went down the Bogarts. Do that. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. Oh, why you do this to me? We're on the draw. The draw. Lands. We don't have a turn 1 play unless we draw an untapped land. Maybe it's worth it. I'm gonna keep it. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Good land to start off with. Land. Bump of Night or the Vampire? What I would take. I'd probably take Bump of the Night. I don't know. Tyrant's Choice does a lot of damage. It makes sense. Land. They're bumping. Well, I think we're gonna get punished for a greedy keep here. Duress. They got like all the just removal and removal. I have like none of the lands. By Tyrant's Choice. Sure. Talisman. We're gonna have a hard time with the Talisman, I feel like. Hey! There we go. I'm just gonna play the Vampire. They do have a lot of life gain, which is gonna be hard to get through. There's that dork again. Man. Just has a... He has a great hand, and we've had a... Hate to do it without getting burned, but I can't let him just sit here. Because they're going to be 100% going to be the Monarch this turn. Nope, Bonder's Ornament. Another one. Hmm. Them having that Talisman is definitely problematic. I don't feel confident we would have won this game anyway. Because of the amount of life gain they've had this game. Let's go to game 3. Run it back. Talisman will beat us up. Yeah, not getting any lands off of that Sign in Blood 2 was like let's just go to game 3 and hopefully have a better shot here. It's basically the same hand we learned last time. Keep this one. Bottom. Probably Fruit. Fruit we can always cast back. I don't know if that's the right choice. Yeah, them having Talisman and us having goodbye Tyrant's Choice. Them having Talisman and us like really missing a lot of land drops is what sealed the deal on that matchup. Sure. Can I help you, bird? There's just a bird flying by my window, like against it. Like, can I help you? We've been trying to reach you about your card's extended warranty. Double Soul Reap. Do Talisman. Chocking Sands, baby. Yeah, the Ash Baron in hands. Wasn't expecting that, was you? I love that card. Card's super annoying. Bonders. Sure. Yeah, Talisman's wickedly annoying, to say the least. Play a creature. I want to Chainer's Edict it. Thank you. Wait, well, no. We can Chainer's it. Or I say, well, that's annoying. It's Soul Reap. Like, no, we're going to Chainer's. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, wait, no. Wrong button. We're fighting the good fight here. They just have a bajillion life gain resources. They do have a Plains in hand. We have all the Soul Reaps in the world. I would love to draw a burn spell here. Or Soul Reap. Or Choking Sands. I don't care. Not bad. We can Tyrant's Choice and Soul Reap them. Blackburn seems to be way slower than red version, so incidental life gain is harder to beat. You ain't kidding. You are not kidding one bit on that one. They literally just gained a lightning bolt worth of life. Oh, there's Bump. By Soul Reap. Yeah, oh, come on. This deck just has a bunch of like incidental life gain too. All right, we're pretty much dead here, right? I'm going to fight the good fight here, but I don't feel confident. Them being able to gain at least one life every turn is wicked and frustrating. I mean, they probably have removal to the out the wazoo, but you know, why not? It's a clock. clock that's about to die. No? It lived. Now it dies. I was like, oh my god. They've drawn almost a full playset of them. Another swamp. I mean, yeah, we're pretty well out of this game. Our opponent's done nothing though. Like to actually like try to close out the game. Scry 1, sure. Bye, Soul Reap. Land, probably. Yep. I mean, let's just see what he plays. Scry's 1. I'm about ready just to scoop it, because we're at this point, we're drawing only one card and he's gaining 1 life every turn. Yeah, this feels like we're not going to win here. This deck's cool, though. I do like his deck. It just seems really good against us. I mean, it could be good against a lot of things, but it seems oddly specifically good against us. We draw a land, I scoop. We can negate Talisman now. That's the Monarchy. No, just scrying again. I feel like if it wasn't for our deck, like, we could have, like, thrashed him, because he's not really... Oh my goodness! All 4 of them. He, seems good against us, but I don't know how good that deck actually is. Seems cool, though. Alright. Maybe they boarded out all their win cons. That's what it seems like, don't it? They literally had nothing. They just, like, kept playing life gain and then kill or discard cards. We saw literally the one creature the entire time. This is Dodario, I'm pretty sure I've played against before. Name sounds familiar. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe you picked the wrong deck to play with. I did that at the start of the stream. I played one match with mono black control because I had the wrong mono black selected. I won it, by the way. I don't even remember what I played against, but I won it. It does not count as my 1-2 record, though. We beat mono blue, mono blue Delver Faeries, whatever you want to call it, pretty easily. That's the thing, is the games have felt close, even with that dude getting all the life. Not game 3, or that so much game 2. I won game 1. I don't know. It didn't feel that bad. Didn't feel like I got blown out. But while we're waiting, this is the deck list. I don't have Stream Decker set up yet, but I like it. This has been a fun little deck. It's wicked cheap, like $3. I think Rakdos Carnarium might be the most expensive card in the deck. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, the deck's dirt cheap to build. but it's a lot of fun. Hi, puppy. Would like to go first. I'm gonna keep the same. I'm gonna keep this and just Piranha Marsh turn 1. I remember when Crypt Rats were 10 ticks each. Wow. What are they now? They're like dirt cheap, aren't they? Let me yield through some turns here. Cool hand. Thanks, LO. I'm not entirely sure. He's being real here. Crypt Rats. 37, 34. The one I have is 34 cents. Ooh, I like that artwork. Carrion Feeder, can't block. Oh! This is the deck you were playing earlier, Cooper. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. Do you happen to face that's what I first thought too. Looks like mono black sack. Did you happen to face across mono black burn in your leagues? I did on Sunday. How'd it go? I feel like it's I don't know. I don't know if it'd be favorable for you or not. Dies, deals 2 damage. Gain 2 life. Ooh, that's annoying. I have the life gain tech. Oh boy. LOL. Death's intentional. Scorpion's bad for us. Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ruh-roh. Um, Soul Reap would be awesome off the top. Well, let's bump. I don't know if Outcast is really worth it. Maybe. Yeah, let's just play Outcast. Get it on the field. If they have Life Staff in the sideboard, it's a bad matchup. What's Life Staff? Whenever you cast Staff of my... Okay, I see it. So whenever they cast that spell, they gain a life. Yeah, that Silvuk. Silvuk? Life Staff? I don't know. I sound very Russian saying that. Oh, and they have Unearth and stuff. Yeah, this seems bad. This seems real bad. Whenever they equipped creature dies, they gain 3 life. Okay. The one I was looking at was whenever you cast a black spell, you gain a life. Undying. It's Undying. Oh my god. Okay. Your deck is awesome. I like this deck a lot. You know, I was going to build Bogles, but I'm leaning toward this black sack deck now instead. This is sweet. Thanks. Friend is building it in paper, so I'm trying to clean up the numbers. Nice. I'll take 3. Yeah, I dig this whole aspect of this deck. Gonna have to build this in paper. What's the hurt? Oh, I was like, what's the hurt for? I mentioned you over here. Yeah, this oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Morsel Thief in time. Um No, this deck is like right up my alley of shenanigans I like to do. I was gonna build Bogles, but I think Bogles can wait. I did the first I think it was the very first game against the mono blue Delver deck. I killed him with Sign in Blood. So yeah, that's what I have been killed by this deck with Sign in Blood. So I was like, oh my god, that's right, you can do that. And then it was actually relevant the very first game. You have a rogue. LOL. Wait, what? What about a rogue? This all. Yeah, I'm super interested in this deck though. This deck is sweet. I like it a lot. Ooh. Pretty sure he's got this though. Check out Propaganda's version as well. How do I put on YouTube? Just gonna always yield to that. Propaganda. The best black deck, is that the one? That's what it looks like. Alright, subscribe. I will check it out. Yeah, you can post a link. Cooper, you can post whatever links you want as long as it's not like, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some of his stuff then. Um 7. We're giving it our best effort here. The old college try. Propaganda is one of the Pauper legends. Nice. I will yeah, I'll have to check out some of his stuff. When it comes to Pauper content, you're like, honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of yours, but like yours has been the best stuff I found on YouTube. So like when I started getting into Pauper, I was watching. Oh, I should have played Rakdos. Oh well. I am pretty sure they're gonna win this. Yeah, let's just concede here. Um, but yeah, I've been watching a lot of your Pauper stuff to try to get in. You're welcome. To try to get into Pauper. I really like the Wildfire deck a lot. Snapbolt is also really good if you like my stuff. Snapbolt. Subscribe. I'll check out some of his stuff later too. Yeah, he's got a lot of Pauper stuff, don't he? Oh, and modern. Okay, cool. I'll check out some of his stuff. Thank you. I'm always looking for like new Magic content. What do I want against him? I definitely want Cast Down and Chainer's Edicts, probably, maybe. I don't know. Trespasser's Curse. Yes. Bring that in. I definitely think I want Cast Downs, though. Go down Crypt Rat. Go down the Boggart. Go down a Morsel Thief since we're going down Boggart. Maybe we're not on the creature plan here. Maybe we go down the Guul. We go down the Guul Draz, bring in Chocking Sands. GG's the one Scorpion that could. Yeah, no kidding. Snapbolt is like me, but with an amazing mustache. I saw the mustache on his profile pic. I wish. My mustache is like way too thin. I got all my hair right here. It needs trimmed up because it's starting to do the tail split at the bottom. I don't feel good about this anyway, so Choking Sands, go down a Guul and another Morsel Thief. I don't know. Yeah, I'm always in for like more Magic content. I mainly watch. Yeah, I want to go first. I want to keep it. I mainly watch you. I watch Goldfish occasionally. I more watch him for Much a Brew or Against the Odds. I really like those two series that he does. I really like Bosch and Roll. Check my knuckles. And depending on what he plays, I like to watch Jim Davis. And then occasionally I watch Spike on Twitch. I don't really watch much of his stuff on YouTube, though. When it dies, create X tapped, where X is his power. That seems really good, just in general. Not even just for Pauper. Trespasser's curse #1, baby. I want to be like Spike. I think anyone who streams Magic would. The dude pulls like 1,000 views every stream. And he's like crazy good. Like, it was like, I'm not a sports guy. I never have been. But like, I've always liked competitive Magic. And like, not having like GPs or Opens or Pro Tours anymore really sucks. But like, that last like season's trophy race was like, it might as well have been a Pro Tour. Like, it was so like fun to consistently watch them go back and forth. I like stuff like that. It was like inherently competitive without it actually being like a big tournament thing. It was wicked sweet. Aha! All the Trespassers curses get cursed. I don't know if this is actually good or not against him, but it feels good. Oh, when enters battlefield, you gain 2 life, destroy target enchantment. Really? Ouch. Like, did you know I had those? Let's draw something. Soul Reap, baby. Alright. We Soul Reap the Nest Chambler, right? He gets a 1/1 token out of it, and this guy just dies, but this guy could also be Soul Reap it. That's White Splash. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, you get squirrels. I thought it was zombie tokens. Neat. My wife wants to make a countertop squirrel deck. That way she can just spam mass amounts of squirrels. Yeah. I guess he's got some kind of sack effect if he's gonna do Undying Evil. Village Rites, okay. Yeah, this deck is wicked sweet. I like this deck a lot. You have enough squirrels yet in Pauper? Yeah. I know, it'd be... That's the thing is, like, there's not enough squirrel... Oh. Because I forgot he got to flick that. My curses. That was the thing. Hey! Derailed just one random guy. I appreciate the follow. Putrid Goblin. Yeah, that's what, we'd have to, like, dive into Kitchen Top for her to make a squirrel deck, because all the good squirrel cards are not, like, format legal and they're too slow for Legacy. I know, he cursed our curses. We can do a bunch of burn, though. Start with Tyrant's Choice. One of these days I'm going to click the wrong one by accident. Bump in the Night U. We could very well sign in Blood for the win next turn. This mono black deck is super fun. I like it a lot. I don't know how good it is, but on the edge of my seat, right? Oh, we're gonna if he don't gain life this turn, we are totally doing it. Skipped attacks. That sucks. Oh, he's gonna gain life. Boo! Boo you. Come on, let's kill... I want to kill him with Sign in Blood really badly. Come on. We didn't get the Sign in Blood kill, but we could have. I like our opponent. He's pretty cool. We got there, but not the Sign in Blood win, which is what... Oh, it's what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know when this will be uploaded to my YouTube, but yeah, the first game against the Mono Blue Delver deck, we did win with Sign in Blood. I know, I get one more. We can beat this deck, I think, maybe. We just don't want to see this. I think the Scorpion is the card we don't want to see. I'm going to keep this. Like, I'm not in love with it, but it is a deck. I mean, it's a hand that does something. We're on the draw. Keep it. Hmm. Soul Reap. Do we play Gruul Draz, or do we just keep Gruul in hand? It'd be more mana efficient, but we could always combo it with Soul Reap. Let's keep it in hand. Like, it's a 1/1. Doesn't do a whole lot right now. Next turn we Trespasser Curse, hopefully, maybe. Scorpion. Let's draw one. Let's draw one land here. Next turn. One land, we Gruul and Soul Reap, which would feel really good. Oh, that guy again. Come on, land. Hey, just like we drew it. Alright, do I kill the Scorpion or the Dawnbringer? I like the Scorpion, right? I don't know. Punt. I mean, I guess he could have done one with anything, so it's like, no matter what I did. Yeah, this seems like a really bad matchup for us. Oh, we do have Cast Down for Carrion Feeder. There is that, at least. No, I'm not gonna block. Yeah, let's just kill that now. Yeah, let's get in there. Every point counts. Especially against this deck. Yeah, this deck seems awesome. Oh. Wait, he cycled that? Okay. Hmm. Yeah, we're not blocking. We can't. Oh, cast down. It can persist. Torture you. I really wish we had another mana here. No blocks. Oh, another one. You're our land. Oh. Looking through stuff. Oh, wait, it's his turn. Did we click through our turn? Is that what happened here? I wasn't paying attention. I think we clicked through our turn. Oops. I've made a huge mistake. Ah, for natural stamina. Yeah, I think I clicked through my turn not paying attention. Um, get in there, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can gain 5. I mean, he might have the kill shot next turn anyway. We'll see. I mean, he can gain 4 life, so like we can't kill him with burn necessarily. Sure. You got it? No. Yep. Goes up to 6. Wait, what happened? Oh, I didn't realize they also burned us. GG's. Loved your deck. Before I back out, I might talk to this dude for a second. I didn't realize I also did 2 to us. I thought they only gained 2 life. So that's my bad on that one. All right. One more. Yeah, that that deck seems really hard to beat for us when they have all the life gain package. Maybe if they didn't have the life gain package, but that yeah, that mono black sack deck is wicked sweet. Yeah, I think I was gonna try to build Bogles this coming up paycheck, but I think I'm gonna go with the mono black sack deck. It just seems so much more up my alley. White Splash was super effective. Yeah, no kidding. White Splash is ridiculous. Yeah, I like this hand better. Keep. We can bottom. Oh, I don't know at the bottom here. Soul Reap, maybe? Just be a little bit more mana efficient because we could Prickly Boggart, Morsel Thief, possibly draw another card, Sign in Blood, draw cards. Fruit. Maybe Fruit. Maybe we bottom Fruit here. Well, we don't. Let's bottom Soul Reap. I don't know. I don't know what the right choice here was. What is this dude? Tap 1, target player mills a card. Tap 4, untapped advisors you control. Target player mills 12 cards. Okay. Huh. um. Huh. I don't know what this is. Some kind of random janky mill deck. I have no idea. Pauper mill. Yeah, I played against some kind of mill deck the other day. It was like some kind of random like it was it's like a Jace enchantment thing that whenever you draw a card, target player mills a card. That was their mill condition, and then they just turbo fogged you like every turn. It was super annoying, but I didn't have it on stream, but I actually beat him a funny way on game 3. They were down to 3 life, and I had 2 Grimag Anglers, Thorn of the Black Rose, and I think Chittering Rats on board. And they were at 3 life, and they had a fog in the graveyard. And I had Choking Sands in hand, and they had a non-basic. And I attacked with just Thorn, and they had just the mana to do the fog, and they decided not to do the fog, and I just killed them with oh, I'm not thinking. Yes. Um Did I skip through my turn again? Not thinking. I was talking about stuff. But I killed him with Choking Sands. It was pretty great. No, I meant to play Morsel Thief. So that might be what kills me. Yeah, that was totally my bad. Shoot. I got to get good at this like playing Magic and talking thing. Uh it's a lot easier. No punish. That's what I'm hoping for. You have plenty of time. Let's play Fruit. But like playing other video games is really easy. Well, no, I wouldn't say really easy, but it's a lot easier playing them and talking. But playing Magic, where it's a lot more brain focused, I feel like I misplay a lot trying to do the commentary. Here's the third one. You got the fourth one? Yep. Here he goes. Hmm. Trying to debate what I want to do here. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's like I get talking about something and then I just keep clicking through stuff. Actually makes it way harder to play Perfect Magic. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. In there for one. What I'm thinking about doing is Prickly Boggart and Tyrant's Choice here, so I can play Canarium. Sure. That also opens up Bump in the Night, which is also in our graveyard. We have fruits and Tyrant's choice you. We're down to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 2 turns away from bumping and the knighting. But we can fruit them next turn, depending on what we draw. Is that what this deck is? It's just nothing but this card? Gonna attack for 1. Might as well. Not fair. He's thinking he can mill me 13 cards. We're definitely on a clock here. Sign in Blood. What else do you need? I just need to kill him. And sign and blood him for 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't. We can just fruit this turn. Fruit. 1, 2. And then he has to mill us next turn. Maybe 4 counterspell. There might be other good blue cards. Maybe Thought Scour. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if he's got 2 more of those guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he needs a lot more. Sure. Unsummon, not a big deal. I think we might be okay. Maybe. Rogue deck like they can never be sure, right? Always fun playing decks like this because you're just like, I don't know what's going on. My buddy has a Eldrazi Descendants Path modern deck that anytime he's played it, people are like, what are you doing? And then he just is like, turn 4 Emrakuls or Ulamogs. Hilarious. It's janky, but it's like super fun. I'm doing it to be cheeky. I guess I should have Sovereign Bite first. I mean, I guess if they counter the Sign in Blood, but we'll do the double Sign in Blood win. Hey, we got it. All right, that's fun. Cast down and painters. Bring in them. Go down Crypt Rats. Go down. I don't know. Guul Draz, Vampire. Prickly Boggart. Maybe a Soul Reap. I don't know. Soul Reap seems relevant. Just do that. Crypt Rats seems great, like the best card. Oh well. We'll bring it back in. Maybe it's where I'm still new to Pauper, but I've like always side out Crypt Rats, and that's probably wrong. But you are right, because it just blows up the whole board, right? Yeah. No, you're right. I should have kept... I'll keep the sand. I should have kept in Crypt Rats. You're totally right. Maybe bring in the other ones. Crypt Rats is one of the best cards in Pauper if you're playing all swamps. I mean, yeah, it definitely feels like it. I don't know. I guess in every situation I've really played it in, it's always seemed like the weaker card. Just because, like, I don't want to blow up my own creatures, but maybe I'm just being too, like, I don't know, not used to the format. I think of like Fireball. What one's Fireball? Gives you reach. Yeah, it does. I mean, because it also acts as a burn spell, which is something I've not considered. No, yeah, you're probably right. I think I just let him keep this one for now. I don't know. We have all the removal, right? Let's just burn him. We have a bajillion removal. Well, yeah, let's just make him eat something right now. He just scoops. All right, well. Nice. That was Mono Black Burn. I will definitely play this deck again at some point. This deck was super fun. I don't know how good it actually is, but it was a lot of fun to play. Yeah, the the Chainer's Rage Scoop. I mean, we had so much removal. He was dead, right? But yeah, this deck is super fun. It's probably not as good as Mono Red Burn, right? But it is fun. Uh, yeah, I really enjoyed it for like $3. Like, come on, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'd run it through a league, but just to play some random games with it was definitely good. I really liked the Rakdos. Most of the lists I've looked at don't do the Rakdos Carnarium. Uh, I really like the Rakdos Carnarium with the Piranha Marsh. Also, I added Rakdos Carnarium to Mono Black Control, and it's actually been really relevant with Witch's Cottage. So definitely recommend that. And then if I ever come back to Mono Black Control, I'd actually probably replace the Baron Moors with the Piranha Marches. But yeah, this Mono Black Burn deck is super fun. Really had a good time with it. Um I'm going to look in that Black Sac deck though, because that just looks like a total blast. So I really want to try that out. At some point I want to build Bogles. I have Bogle set over here. So at some point I do want to build that. And then the Dimir Delver, this is like the Delver deck that I don't... I have Brainstorms now. I can just do this. So I just need the Ash Barrens, Bonder's Ornaments, and Snuff Out. And then I think I actually need... Yeah, I need both it. I need all this stuff over here. But for right now, I think I'm gonna build probably the Mono Black Sac deck next, because that deck just seems like such a trip. It really does. And I'll build Bogles at some point. Oh, but if you're still here, Cooper, check this out. Blue Dredge. I said something about it in the comments on one of your streams earlier last week, late last week or so, or maybe it was earlier this week. I don't remember now. But I was playing Thought Scour, and I'm actually thinking about changing out Thought Scour for Cathartic Pyre, because when I was playtesting it, Faithful Mending and Otherworldly Gaze seemed super strong. But I'm gonna throw in Prismatic Ending into the sideboard. I haven't got it yet, and I want to try out one of the triomes because one of the things that I was having difficulty was having blue and green mana because of Life of the Loam. You really want the green. So I want to try one of the triomes. It also is a cycler, so you could dredge off of it. But it felt really good. I went 2 and 3 with it. But the 3 matchups I played against were matchups I don't want to play against anyway with Dredge, which were Tron, Mono Red Eldrazi, and Infect. So, like, I don't want to play against them anyway. And I will say this deck seemed like a much worse matchup against Tron than the regular Dredge, because this is nowhere near as explosive as, like, the regular Dredge would be. But yeah, this definitely feels good. People are so ready to interact with Graveyard right now. Yes, playing against a bunch of playing against a bunch of decks that have main board Graveyard hate is really hard, really frustrating. But because of that, I think these 2 cards help stabilize you against that. Because most decks aren't running. They're running like what? Spellbomb, Relic, and Staff, or Lantern, or whatever main board. So, like, once they spin those, especially Otherworldly Gaze, really helps you re-filter through your graveyard, your deck, and stuff. And these 2 cards alone, I feel, makes you a little better suited to play against the graveyard wipes. Like, once the graveyards have been, kind of nuked, it kind of helps you, like, actually being able to play stuff. And then also being more blue heavy, actually just casting Narcomoeba and Prized Amalgam is a thing now. So I'm going to play this Friday. I want to get Prismatic Innings and the Triome to try out in here. And I'll try out the Cathartic Pyre in this deck instead of the Thought Scour. But yeah, this deck seemed really good, so I'm excited to try it out Friday. But that was Mono Black Burn. I want to thank you again, Cooper, for the raid. And since you raided me, I'm going to raid somebody as well. I normally don't raid people because I normally don't have like anyone to raid with. So since you have given me the power of the raid, let's find someone to raid. We could help out this channel called Aspiring Spike. Heard he's pretty new, pretty small channel. A lot of arena. That's not even Magic. Someone opening cards. Modern Elementals. Legacy Jeskai Delver. Legacy. What are they playing in Legacy? It looks like some kind of Tron Eldrazi.
My name is Giancarlo Esposito. While I've confronted some formidable foes in my
I started playing Far Cry 5. And Far Cry 5 is awesome. Gonna definitely have to check out Far Cry 6 probably at some point. Oh, it's Japanese. Oh. I mean, if you want to watch Japanese, I'll send you there. It'd be nice if someone else was playing. Someone else was playing Pauper. Why not? Okay, how do I raid now? I gotta remember how to do this. It's been a second. I love Far Cry 3. Weber usually plays Pauper, but he's playing Standard today. I don't know if I know that person. Weber's playing Portuguese stream though. Not opposed to sending you to a foreign stream, but we're gonna I think do this guy since he's doing Reanimator, which seems fun. I got to remember how to raid somebody, though. That's where I'm having an issue with. They're over here somewhere, right? I thought it was. Stream manager, maybe? Ah, there it is. Oh, shoot. I didn't get his name. I'm trying. Slash raid. Base the name. Where you at? There we go. There we go. That work? Maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks again, Cooper, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for hanging out in the chat. It's a lot of fun. I'll be doing Far Cry 5 tomorrow and Thursday, and then Modern. I'll be doing Modern Friday. So I hope you guys all have a good afternoon, and I will see you later. Take it easy. Peace.